You've been eating nano barium from the sky. You've been eating nano metal. We'll just call it metal. What happens when you eat this shit? Okay, this goes here and it winds up here. Liver's over here. Let's go liver. Of course, my thing's going to die now. It's dying. Okay, well, anyway, I got the examples up there now, so see, that's the aliens screwing up with our stuff. Okay.
We had electricity last time.
The electricity last time, aliens are screwing up with this because they don't want you to learn nothing. Okay, it's from the liver. Well, they're trying to keep everybody stupid, right? All right, so you eat the shit, goes into the gut, keeps going down into the colon, leaks out of the colon. Okay, this is where you get the leaky gut and perforations going out. All the itises that you got, colitis and enteritis and leaky gut and whatever. This is because these particles are penetrating and permeating through the gut, and they're going throughout the whole body. Then when it gets to the liver, this is the liver. I'm just pretending it's the liver. It's going right directly to the brain. Okay, any nanometal, that includes the C60 bullshit that they're selling you. And there are studies, Canadian studies, Chinese studies, Russian studies, German studies, that are telling you that this shit's lethal. Goes into the brain, gets lodged into the brain. Then what happens is we can fire whatever beams of frequencies or light or sound, and we can control the person with this shit in the head. We can fire beams of brain. Then what happens is we can fire whatever beams of frequencies or light or sound, and we can control the person with this shit in the head. You wake up and you're depressed, you don't even know why. Everything's going good in your life and you feel miserable. Why is that? Sometimes it's because you're hollow on the inside, and sometimes you need to fill that with something more advanced than what you are. But a lot of the times it's because of this material causing this kind of breakdown in the head. Now, these are all superconductive. Nano silver, nanotype, they're all superconductive because they're on the nano scale. But the most conductive material out there right now is carbon fullerenes or carbon C60. It is a superconductor. Now, you can turn it into a semiconductor by creating a contortion or a twist in the molecule. See, carbon C60 basically is a 60 to 80 carbon molecule compilation. Looks like a little soccer ball. Gets this, or a fullerene or a tube. It gets inside the brain and starts creating a construction in the brain, allowing the frequencies to affect you even more so. Elon Musk was allowing the frequencies to affect you even more so. It starts creating a construction in the brain, allowing the frequencies to affect you even more so. Elon Musk was talking about putting a tether in the brain, which would go from here to here, and it would release its tentacles and embed itself into your brain. It has the capacity to do that now because you got all this shit in your head. Now, if you actually paid attention to the website that I put out there on nanotransformations and nanotoxicology, you can see that all the different nanometals, nano copper, nano iodine, nano silver, nano titanium, where they go into the brain, they go into different parts of the brain and immediately start to assemble. Carbon is no different. It gets inside that brain and it doesn't come out. These people are telling you, oh, it comes out, blah, blah, blah. They're mixing it with a high carbon fat olive oil. So any carbon that's coming out is coming from the olive oil, not the nano. It's a sabotage, camouflage technology. When it goes in there, a blue beam now can be hitting you right through the eyes. Oh, you walk in the store, and all of a sudden you feel like you're a little disoriented just for a split second. Some of you have felt that. You walk into a store, and all of a sudden you're sort of disconnected just for about a half a second, and then you sort of come back. So then you sort of reboot. And then you walk through the store, and you're grabbing shit you don't need. You're buying, you're throwing this thing in your thing, and you're getting, oh, this looks pretty. Oh, this is so cute. And you buy it, and you don't even need it. You get to the till, $500 later. I only came in here for one thing. Where does all this shit come from? That's programming. driving down the road and the guy's coming at you with these new high fluting lights there. They're brighter than blazes and they're hitting you. Okay, that's a blue beam, again, affecting, and you go blank for a couple of seconds, not just visually, but you also go blank mentally. Last week we showed you how to make the Faraday shielding. Now, what blocks a blue beam? What blocks the blue beam? What blocks the blue light? Yellow light. Now,
blocks it, or it just somehow alters it?
No, both, actually. Both.
You know, like if you're mixing yellow with blue, now you got a different
green.
color.
Yeah, green. It can do that as well. But for short-term purposes, block.
Okay.
This is hard enough for people to get. Yeah. What are you talking about putting nano? How is that getting in my mouth?
And actually, I do have a... Wait, what was my question?
Nano, people to get. Block.
Okay.
This is hard enough for people to get. Yeah. What are you talking about putting nano? How is that getting in my mouth?
And actually, I do have a... Wait, what was my question going to be when you were talking about like the metals that they're advertising? So, if they're saying that so silver's going in and then the nano silver's coming out, and you're saying it's a camouflage or
no, carbon C60.
Okay, so carbon C60.
Because they're using a carbon. What they're doing is you're putting in what they call a liposome, right? We did a liposome.
Yep.
Okay. Well, liposome basically is a fat molecule that surrounds whatever you're putting it with it, so that it has a better delivery method. Now, because they're using olive oil has vitamin E and other things in it. So when it gets to the liver, you have this reaction that you're feeling whatever, right? Because your body's getting a fat that it'll utilize for energy, and then and it has its own carbon. So when they're mixing these things together and they're saying the carbon that's coming out is not the carbon that they're putting in there with it. It's the carbon coming out from the olive oil. It's a lot of bullshit there. It's a snake pitch that they're doing with. And all these people that are coming out with the testimonials, be careful of testimonials. We're dealing with NASA here. This is the other thing too. Careful of testimonials. We're dealing with NASA here. This testimonials. Be careful of testimonials. We're dealing with NASA here. This is the other thing too. I'm going to keep on going for this and we'll get to the question. DARPA is the military-industrial complex. Has never done anything for our benefit. In fact, they've experimented on us. NASA is a wing of DARPA. So how in the hell can anybody in their right mind trust something coming from a military-industrial complex that's always been exploiting and experimenting on the planet? So how in the hell can anybody in their right mind trust something coming from a military-industrial complex that's always been exploiting and experimenting on the wing of DARPA? In fact, they've experimented on us. NASA is a wing of DARPA. So how in the hell can anybody in their right mind trust something coming from a military-industrial complex that's always been exploiting and experimenting on the planet, actually, the general population? There's no credibility to this thing whatsoever. And then they had one guy saying, I've been taking this stuff and my psychic ability has improved. Really? He looked like 3 demons was taking hold of this guy. You know, you should see him. I was like, okay, is that what it did for you? You know. So, seriously, I mean, don't be sucked in with the theatrics. Read, for crying out loud. You know, we gotta find out. We got an advertisement. We gotta put an advertisement here for a second. Stay tuned. Advertisement coming. We need to find artists that can draw cartoons. So we're saying, why cartoons? Remember the cuneiform that the Egyptians used to use? You had all those pictorial things there, and you gave them the life of the Egyptians. You know why they were drawing cartoons on the stone? Because that was not an advanced language. That's all bullshit too. That was the lowest part of the language possible. Those were iconic pictures telling you the story. Well, because people don't know how to read anymore, but you can have your laptop or cell phone talk to you and tell you what's going on, reading can be difficult for some of you because you've lost the ability to read. Now, those of you in my generation, hopefully you still have maintained that capacity, because if you haven't, you're going to be like the rest of these dumbasses. Okay, so we need cartoons. We need cartoons. You know why? Because if I show you a cartoon of Bugs Bunny having Nano in his brain before Bugs Bunny eating a carrot, yeah, da 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 da. And after Bugs Bunny eating a nano genetically engineered carrot, all of a sudden I hear, obey, you'll get it. You'll get it. Or all of a sudden Bugs Bunny's eating a carrot, he's got great vision, he can see for 100 miles, and all of a sudden he eats a nano carrot, and he's blind and got a cane and can't see anymore. You notice that you're having problems with your visions? That's because you got nano particles in your eyes that's creating a biofilm. That's why everything looks foggy and unclear. So then we get hit with a blue beam. Okay, so some of the things that you can try. Get yourself an old clamp-like thing. It doesn't have to be this one. It can be any nano particles in your eyes that's creating a biofilm. That's why everything looks foggy and unclear. So then we get hit with a blue beam.
And see right there, that's why I was telling y'all. First, what they do is they fill your body up with the technology, right? They fill your body up with the technology. And then that's when they beam your ass. So they gotta first get the technology in you, those receptors, so that way when they beam the frequencies, those receptors will receive those frequencies, and that's when you will feel the pain because it's in your body, it's in your brain. So this is some serious shit, y'all. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. There will be another half of this coming.